and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the SATexpo podcast 2025. My name is Deja, and once again, I am your host throughout this exclusive event. We're going to be talking to amazing guest speakers. Of course, we have innovators, we have, I would say, change makers in the industry, and of course, industry experts who are going to be sharing with us the stories, insights, and perspective in the world of satellite and, of course, space technology. We have a special guest with us today. She's the beautiful Thomasina. Hi, Thomasina.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on our podcast. It's a pleasure to have you here. So it's just going to be a quick, insight for everybody who's watching us to get a proper feel of what you are interested to say in terms of the questions and answers that I'm going to have to share with you. And if you may please introduce yourself too.
Hi, I'm Thomasina Garza. I'm from Axiom Space. I've been with the company since almost the founding of the company. Been there for about 4 years. New to the region. I'm originally from the States, but I've been in Dubai for about 3 months now, and I've been enjoying it.
Welcome to Dubai, of course. We're happy to have you here with us, of course, not just in Dubai, but in SATexpo. So I take it is the first time you're at SATexpo?
Yes, this is my first time, and I'm happy to be here. I was at JISEC last week.
Yeah.
So I was not aware that they would have 2 back-to-back kind of events,
right.
But it's been good so far. I just came off the stage from a speaking panel discussion about the commercialization and the transition from government to private and the infrastructure build out. So it's been nice. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you here. So just a few questions I'd like to know, so especially people viewing us right now. We just want to understand. So you're from the aerospace industry. What do you expect to get out of SATexpo? Like, what are your expectations? What do you look forward to the most in getting out of this event?
Really, it's to expose and expand the awareness of Axiom Space and what we're doing. So, a little background on Axiom Space. We are building the world's first commercial space station.
Ooh.
So that's just one of the things. So as we're building the space station, we've sent 3 private astronaut missions to the International Space Station, with our 4th mission set to launch no earlier than the end of May 2025.
Ooh,
we have that one coming up.
That's pretty soon.
We've flown with, I think it's 11 international countries, different agencies all supporting these private astronaut missions. The one that we currently have has an Israel astronaut, Hungarian, and a Polish astronaut. So expanding that, but on the other side, we have our Artemis suit, which is a contract we won with NASA to support their lunar efforts. So we're building the space suit, but we also need a suit for our station. And so we have partnered with Prada.
Okay.
Yes.
Ooh,
we partnered with
luxury.
Prada. You could search it, Axiom Suit, and it'll pop up. It had its grand reveal at IAC last fall. And it was beautiful because it was in Milan, and it was in the center of this architectural mall with the glass casing and the lighting. It was gorgeous. It was perfect unveiling of our spacesuit aligned with Prada. I mean, it's fashion. It's Prada.
It's Prada.
And I'm happy as a female to see that there's fashion in space, so it brings that attraction to it.
Which I never actually would imagine, because it's like, but Prada.
It's Prada, and that's the commercial aspect that our company is bringing to the industry, the space industry. That it's no longer government and defense, but commercializing. There's a space for everyone to have opportunities to have a presence in space.
Correct, which makes sense. So, being in the aerospace industry, like we always see technology, a lot of things are evolving. What is one thing that has surprised you about your industry that you would like to share with the audience?
Not so much technology or any hardware or software. It's just really how quickly the industry moves. How quick, even region to region, how the pace of business, revelation, strategies, whatever it is, how quickly they move. And luckily for our company, we're on the global stage. And so we have, like me being here, we have people foot on the ground to really get embedded into the ecosystem. Because we're not about just the transactional offering you a product or a service.
Correct.
No, we want to build out a long-term partnership with you that is mutually beneficial to both sides.
So with the fast-paced industry, it's always like you're constantly doing stuff. You're constantly trying to get in touch with different people.
In touch with different people, but the fast-paced meaning too of things change.
Right.
The company may or an entity may have a goal, but maybe a policy change, maybe a legal framework changes, and so
Right.
then you have to adapt very quickly.
Oh, yes, that's true.
And then because our station is international,
Mhm.
we are working with different partners. So then there's also those changes of multiple countries that you have to be aware of their changes as well.
Correct.
So it's
Very
constantly
important.
evolving, which is why I love the industry. It's never boring, never dull. You always are on your toes. So
I was actually going to ask you that. What's one positive thing that you like about your job, I would say, in the industry that you're in, but you just answered the question.
Because it's never dull. It's never boring. You get to be creative because you have the International Space Station, but it's not set in stone.
Right.
They're always looking ways to innovate. They're always looking ways to create. So it's like bringing, I don't know if you're aware, but like STEM, they put the A now in STEAM because they're trying to bring the artistic side, the creative side,
Right.
that part of it, and not so just the STEM part. So I enjoy the creative part, the thought of thinking that this, like you said, Prada.
Mhm.
Who would have thought in space? It's fashion, luxury, but now here we are in space. So that's what I mean by the A in STEAM.
And I think it's also, like you said, technology's evolved, but also fashion sense. They're trying to put that in as well to try and so it doesn't have to be like very boring and dull. It has to have a little, I would say, sass to it,
Yes.
right?
A little sass,
like
little
the hair,
flavor,
like the
yes.
beautiful hair. All right, so my last question for you is that I know you have a lot of things that you've said, you've got some things set up and in the pipeline. What is in your radar for 2025?
Well, I was mentioning to you earlier how we have our human
launch.
spaceflight mission coming up, the launch at the end of, no earlier than the end of this month, May.
Mhm.
So that one's a short term. The long term, I would say, for me in the region, because like I mentioned, I just moved here 3 months ago,
Right.
is really to expand my network and really build out a strong ecosystem here for long-term partnerships. That is my main goal. That's the short term. The
Right.
long term, I would say, really creating those long-term partnerships and mutually beneficial value partnerships. That's really my main goal.
And I
here.
think the fact that you're at Expo, you actually meet like-minded people, probably your target audience as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're happy to have you here. Thank you so
Sure.
much. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another, of course, I would say, chat with the beautiful Thomasina. Your name is
Thomasina.
Thomasina, of course, the Hispanic part. And of course, we do have more speakers coming up right here on the show. We've got a lot of more speakers who are going to be sharing more stories, more insights, more perspectives with us. My guest, Thomasina, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time and sharing your insights, which is quite helpful for anyone who wanted to get this short, but insightful information. So thank you so much. And we'll be back with more speakers shortly.